Good morning, everyone out there virtually. As Ms. Precious said, this is social entrepreneurship, profit for a purpose. As Ms. Precious said, this is our 5th year of Startup Week. I think I've been involved for the past maybe 3 years. I know I've at least given this talk at Startup Week the past 3 years at least. So what my goal is, I want to make sure that we continue this conversation of social entrepreneurship, right? This is well, it's not really new anymore. I would say this is an emerging area in entrepreneurship where entrepreneurs are figuring out if I can create value with a product or service, I can create value with anything, right? So as an entrepreneur, I can create social value in the community as well as creating profit for myself, right? That's what this concept of social entrepreneurship is all about. How can we as entrepreneurs create profit, right, for ourselves through our ventures? But how can we also use our ventures to explicitly create social value and positive social impact in the community? Right? So what I thought I would do is for this talk is bring along someone who truly has championed this concept of social entrepreneurship, the beautiful and innovative and talented Miss Michelle Smart. I'm sure most of you guys have seen her business already here in Detroit, Baxter Butterflies, but she has truly championed this social entrepreneurship movement here in Detroit. So it's such an honor and a pleasure to have Ms. Smart on this workshop call with us. So I'm going to first, before we get started, we're going to do a quick intro of myself and Michelle. Every time I introduce Michelle, I always introduce her as a hero because that's what she is. She's a hero. You know, in this age of COVID-19, we use the phrase hero a lot to describe the folks on the front lines of this pandemic, right? Well, we say heroes are people who save lives, right? Is that what we call heroes? Well, I'd like to introduce you to another hero, Miss Michelle Smart. Introduce yourself.
Good morning. I am Michelle Smart, founder of Axter Butterflies. We are a Detroit-based social enterprise. And what we do here at Axter Butterflies, we empower formerly incarcerated women with transitional employment, with resources, and a wonderful caring network to help the ladies on their journey to success immediately upon their return to the community from incarceration. Am I going on, Marcus?
Whenever you're done.
Oh,
You're done? Okay, all right, short and sweet. Well, I'm going to be short and sweet as well with my intro as well, because you didn't get on this call to hear about us. You got on this call to hear about social entrepreneurship. So that's a little bit about me. God blessed me to finally complete my doctorate degree after 7 years last year. Yay! From a small university in suburban Detroit called Lawrence Technological University. I did complete my doctorate degree last year, but Marcus is fine. You can call me Marcus. I've been a professor for about 12 years, teaching entrepreneurship. I've also been involved in training individuals in entrepreneurship in the community for the past 8 years or so, in entrepreneurship as well as social entrepreneurship. I did attend the University of Michigan, so yes, go blue, go blue. I got Wolverines out there. And I've been around a lot. So I'm a lifelong Detroiter. I'm 43 years old. I do currently teach for U of M Dearborn in their College of Business. And I am a single father to Violet, who is 6 going on 16. She thinks she's already a teenager, guys. But she'll be 7 years old next month. All right, so let's talk about social entrepreneurship. I'm gonna go through my stuff really quickly because I think you guys really want to hear about Michelle, the real social entrepreneur here. And then we'll have Q&A at the end. But I did want to start my piece with a really interesting quote from an article that I recently read in USA Today. As I'm sure all of you guys on this call are aware, we are in a global pandemic. We are facing social unrest in this country, but clearly the biggest challenge that we have as a society is not necessarily the virus. Yes, the virus is an issue, but I would argue the biggest social challenge that we have in this country is social inequity and social inequality, right? And this COVID-19 pandemic, all this pandemic has really done, guys, is it's really just highlighted the pre-existing social problems and social issues that we've already been facing as a society, right? So that's all really COVID has done. COVID has just highlighted the need for us as a society to address our pre-existing social issues, right? Whether that's health disparities, whether that's racism, whether that's socioeconomic inequalities, right? You know, homelessness, poverty, you name it. COVID-19, all it's really done is just highlight the existing social issues that we have in this country, right? So that's why we need social entrepreneurs like Miss Michelle Smart. We need social entrepreneurs. And social entrepreneurship is really just the process of starting a business for the purpose of social good, right? So social entrepreneurship, unfortunately, is still a concept that, you know, many people still can't really wrap their brains around, right? Does this mean you have to give your product away? You know, does this mean you can't make any money, right? You know, there's still a lot of questions around this concept of social entrepreneurship. Well, hopefully within the next 40 some odd minutes that we have in this workshop, we can convince you that you can start a business, or you can retrofit or pivot, as they say, your business model as a social entrepreneur for creating social change, right? So simply put, social entrepreneurship follows the same process that traditional entrepreneurship does, right? You still have to have a target market. You still have to raise capital. You still have to find funders. You still have to find investors. You still have to have a product or service that fills a customer or market need, right? So all of that process is still the same. All that process is the same. What's different with social entrepreneurship? What's different with social entrepreneurship is that social entrepreneurs follow the same process that entrepreneurs do, but now the motivation is different. The goal is different. The goal of social entrepreneurship is to pursue a social mission, is to pursue social change through entrepreneurship, whether that be starting a for-profit entity or a nonprofit entity, right? So regardless of if the entity is a for-profit or a nonprofit, as long as that entity is using a for-profit business model to pursue the social mission, right? Or as I say here on the slide, you're pursuing social mission through commercial means, right? And not philanthropic means, okay? So philanthropic means you're getting primarily grants and donations to pursue your social mission, which is totally fine, by the way, okay? It's totally fine for traditional nonprofits to use grants, to use donations, to use what we call in entrepreneurship unearned revenue. Totally okay if you want your business model to be supported 100% through unearned revenue, through grants and donations. Totally fine. But that ain't social entrepreneurship, okay? That ain't social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship uses commercial means, right? We use loans and investments, and we use earned revenue through the sale of products and through fee for service through our services. That is the primary means by which we create social change with social entrepreneurship. Okay? All right. So again, I'm just going to go through this. Commercial entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship. Traditionally, when we think of traditional commercial entrepreneurship, it's really about creating a business or launching a business for the sole purpose of making a profit, right? So again, entrepreneurs founded this country on commerce, which is okay, right? It's okay if you want to pursue a profit as an entrepreneur, but we as social entrepreneurs, we take that same traditional process of entrepreneurship. Now the focus is on making a difference. Now the focus is on generating social value in addition to economic value. First off, let's clear up one misconception right now about social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurs make money, okay? It's in the name, entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurs make money, okay? Yes, they still achieve a social mission. Yes, they create positive social impact in the communities with their business, but they do so by making money. They still generate profit, okay? So let's get that misconception out of the way before we proceed any further with this conversation. Social entrepreneurs make money just like any other entrepreneur, right? And hopefully you will see this as well with Miss Michelle Smart's discussion as well, right? But the only difference is that in the process of generating profit, the main goal of the social entrepreneur, he or she is designed to create social value or social impact with his or her business. All right? So this is my favorite example of social entrepreneurship. I use this example in all of my talks about social entrepreneurship, my courses in social entrepreneurship. Greystone Bakery outside of New York City. Here's their motto, guys. We don't hire people to bake brownies. We bake brownies so that we can hire people, right? So that's their business model. Greystone Bakery, they've been around for over 35 years, one of the country's oldest social enterprises, right? They don't care about the brownies. They just care about the jobs that the brownies make, that the brownies create, okay? So that's what we mean by social entrepreneurship, is that we're using business, we're using entrepreneurship to address social issues in our community, right? Whether it be homelessness, poverty, recidivism, right? Which we'll get to with Ms. Michelle Smart, recidivism, homelessness, poverty, illiteracy, hunger, food insecurity, whatever the social issue is, we social entrepreneurs have a business model to address that social issue. All right, I'm gonna skip that. So I think I'm gonna skip this as well. Social venture enterprises, okay? This is the name of the organizations that we social entrepreneurs start, okay? You guys have probably heard the phrase social enterprise, right? Which Miss Michelle Smart used. You'll probably hear the phrase social ventures. So what I decided to do in my dissertation last year, let's just put them together. Let's just put them together and call them social venture enterprises, or SVEs for short. Okay, these SVEs can be nonprofit that use business models, or these SVEs can be for-profit entities, right? But as long as they're using for-profit business models, yes, nonprofits can use for-profit business models to achieve their purpose. They've been doing it for a century now, right? So nonprofits have been charging people for their products and services, right? We're just now calling it social entrepreneurship. So a very important point with social entrepreneurship, and then I will bring on Miss Michelle Smart, the social venture enterprise business model. This is very important, guys. To be considered a social entrepreneur, your business model has to address two groups of people instead of one group of people. So traditionally, entrepreneurship's job is only to satisfy the needs of its customers, right? Its customers, its target market. However, as a social entrepreneur in social enterprise, you have to address not only customers with your business model, but you also have to address a group of people that we call target beneficiaries, right? And we call these folks target beneficiaries. These are the folks who socially benefit from your product or service or from your business, right? Whether they're homeless people, whether they're people who were formerly incarcerated, whether these are people who are in poverty, whether these people who are experiencing racial injustice, right? So whatever the social problem is that your target group of beneficiaries are experiencing, your product or service has to address their social needs as well as the market needs of the customer, right? So I like to use the analogy as a social entrepreneur, you're feeding two birds with the same hand. Right? You're feeding two birds with the same hand, okay? So your product or service has to not only address a customer's issue, right? Because we know customers buy things because they want things cheaper, better, faster, right? Cheaper, better, faster, more convenient. So those are customer problems. But your product or service also has to address a social problem as well, right? How is your product or service addressing a social issue that you are targeting with your social mission? All right? So when you're designing your business model as a social entrepreneur, not only do you have to address the customer need, but you also have to address the social need as well with the same product, with the same service, okay? All right. So again, lastly, and then I'm going to bring on Miss Michelle Smart here because I want to make sure that she has enough time to explain how she's using social entrepreneurship in action. Okay. So lastly, I want to share with you guys the main goal, as I said earlier, the main goal of social entrepreneurship is to create what we call social value, right? Yes, you're still going to generate a profit as an entrepreneur because you're still an entrepreneur at the end of the day, right? But your main goal as a social entrepreneur is to create what we call social value, or you'll probably hear the term more often now called social impact, right? So social impact is now the more sexy word, right? The more sexier term for social value. So the ultimate goal of the social entrepreneur is to create social impact. That is defined as any measurable improvement in social welfare. Are you quantifiably improving the quality of life for some group of people who are target beneficiaries that you're targeting in society, right? Usually we want to measure it in dollars. So can you have a measurable, quantifiable impact on the social issue that you're trying to address as a social entrepreneur, right? Can you move the needle? They say that a lot too, right? How are you moving the needle on your social problem as a social entrepreneur, right? So whether it's recidivism, whether it's social inequality, whether it's racism, whether it's homelessness, whatever your social issue is, are you creating social value? Are you creating social impact to improve the quality of life for people who are experiencing that social problem, okay? So whether it's direct employment of these disadvantaged people, right? So is your business model as a social entrepreneur, are you hiring these people, or are you targeting these people as customers, right? Because believe it or not, guys, low-income people, they still have to buy stuff, right? Low-income people still have to buy stuff, okay? So yes, you can still create a profitable business model off of a low-income consumer. Yes, it can be done, right? So whether you're targeting your target beneficiaries as employees or you're targeting your target beneficiaries as customers, somehow you have to directly involve your target beneficiaries in your business model to generate social value or social impact. All right, so I'm done. Let's pass things on to Miss Michelle Smart of Bags to Butterflies L3C, and she is going to explain to you guys how she is using, brilliantly, I might add, brilliantly, she is using social entrepreneurship to save lives in our community. And with that, Miss Michelle Smart of Bags to Butterflies L3C.
Thank
Take it away,
you.
beautiful.
Thanks, Marcus. Good morning. Thank you guys for joining us today. I am Michelle Smart, founder of Bags to Butterflies, and we're a Detroit social enterprise located right here in the city of Detroit. So you may or may not be aware, Marcus, the next slide, that women are the fastest growing population behind in the United States, behind bars in the United States. So since the early 1980s up until 2014, the numbers have grown. Women incarcerated have increased over 700%. Okay, and studies show that unemployment and crime often go hand in hand, and returning an individual to a community without adequate employment could lead to their recidivism. Mm-hmm. At Bags to Butterflies, next slide, we are taking what we believe is an innovative approach. This is Michelle, one of our designers. Michelle served 34 years in prison. She went to prison at the age of 17. She is one of our designers. So at Bags to Butterflies, we are taking what we believe is an innovative approach to create jobs right here in the city. We create handbags. They are made using repurposed wood, and we selected this material because we wanted to demonstrate how something or someone deemed as having no value, how it can be transformed into something new and beautiful, and how that same transformation can take place in anyone's life. Bags to Butterflies was founded in 2015. We started with a focus group of 15 women. We met at a local church every Saturday. The ladies would meet. We would either pick them up or we'd provide them with transportation, and we'd have a conversation about what their needs were. What is it that you need? And now some of the women had been home maybe 5 years, but they were incarcerated from 10 to maybe 30 years, and they provided us with feedback. So we did this for about a year. We met at a local church, thanks to Oasis of Hope Christian Church in Detroit. They provided us with a venue to meet every Saturday, and we would have these conversations with the ladies. We moved on in 2016. We did a pilot program. We had 5 women who would come and meet with us, and they would assemble the handbags. At that particular time, the handbags were made, and we were donating them to a local organization that provided assistance to women with breast cancer. So it was part of our People Giving to People so they can give to others initiative. And so the ladies were super excited to be able to give back to a community in which they said that they've taken so much from. So they were really excited to be part of this initiative. And in 2018, Marcus, you can go to the next slide. In 2018, we actually launched our employment initiative. So this tells we empower formerly incarcerated women with transitional employment. That is our mission, to empower the ladies with employment immediately upon their return from the community. When we hosted the focus group, the ladies said their biggest dilemma when they came home, they could not find jobs. I mean, they could not find employment. No one would hire them because of their record. So our vision at Baxter Butterflies is to reduce and or eliminate the recidivism rate. So we want the ladies to come home to a wonderful, caring community and environment. After all, they're going to be our neighbors. They are our sisters, they're cousins, they're people that we love who are coming back to a community that doesn't always embrace them for who they are today, not for what they did in the past, but who they are today. So when they come to Baxter Butterflies, we welcome them with open arms. Now we can't hug, but we typically give everyone a hug and we embrace them and we have the conversations about what they want to do from that day forward. Marc, let's go to the next slide. So the ladies manufacture handbags. Our handbags, like I said, are made using repurposed wood while we're showing the ladies how they too can repurpose their life. And the beauty of our handbags is that each handbag is one of a kind. Just like the ladies who are creating the bags, they're very unique. They're not just handbags, they're decorative art pieces. So for those who don't carry handbags, they can display it as a decorative art piece in their home. But the ladies take a lot of pride in what they do. I mean, they take ownership of their handbag. We sell our handbags on our website. We also have them at various retail locations, Artisan Market at 12 Oaks Mall. We have them at Art Loft in Midtown. We also have products at the Museum of African American History in Detroit. Marcus, the next slide. So these are some of our initial products. These were our handbags, and everything, like I said, is made using repurposed wood. And we're showing the ladies how they too can repurpose their life, one handbag at a time. So what we're doing now, we are actually relocating. We're really excited about our relocation. We are expanding. So right now we have 4 employees. We actually started hiring the ladies in 2018. So the 4 ladies who are on our team, they had served between 30 years in prison, 40 years in prison. And I just want you to imagine spending 30, 40 years of your life behind bars, and now you're coming home. Where are the jobs? And that's what the—
Can't imagine spending 30 days in prison.
Yeah, and they're asking, where are the jobs? And those were the questions that were generated through our focus group. So we are really excited about the ladies who are currently in our program. It isn't we employ them, but it's also a program. In addition to employment, we provide the ladies with various resources. We have a wonderful health and wellness coach who comes in, and they have someone that they can really reach out to. All of the ladies are currently on parole, but they need that outlet. They need someone other than their parole officer to talk to, and sometimes they don't have the family love that they were expecting when they came home. So we are their family. We're a family. And so we provide them with a life coach. They have a health and wellness coach. Every Wednesday, the ladies get to do yoga and exercise. We're teaching them how they can eat properly. Just before Thanksgiving, we went to a local grocery store. The health and wellness coach showed them various examples of suggestions, gave them suggestions on what to eat and how to prepare their first Thanksgiving meal. So the ladies were just really excited because a lot of them didn't know. When you're in prison, you don't always know what you're eating, and it's not always healthy. So we want them to come back. We're concerned about their health. We're concerned about their wellness. We're concerned about their finances. We partnered with a local bank who came in and they helped the ladies. We provided them each with a stipend. And so they opened up a savings account. So they're learning to manage their money. And it's so exciting because one of our ladies, well, all of our ladies now have their own apartments, or one has a house, her own home, but they're really excited about having their own. They've shared their lives with hundreds of people, throughout their 30 years, and now they have their own home, their own apartment. So those are some of the things, in addition to providing employment, when we say that we provide a caring network It's a network, and we can't do this without the help of the community. And when you really think about it, you know, we all need help every now and then. I mean, we just never know, especially in times like this. Who do we reach out to? So the ladies know that they have a supportive network. They come to work, they earn a living, they earn a living wage. They take a lot of pride in what they do. And when we get the ladies out, we get them out and engaged in the community, so they're not just in our creative space making products. We get out and engaged in the community. Last year, we were able to participate in the Ford African Ancestry Network holiday party, you know, the Black History Month event. The ladies, we get them out. We sell our handbags. We go to the various art shows. Unfortunately, that's not going to take place this year, but we do get the ladies out. The ladies are excited to tell their story. Now, when they come to Bags to Butterflies, we don't ask them, okay, so why were you there? We ask them, what do you want to do with your life from this point forward? So we are excited. One of our ladies wanted to work in the culinary arts area. She wanted to be a chef, and she worked 2 years for a local vegan restaurant. She was so excited. That was really her passion. And so now she's doing some other things, looking at going into a culinary arts program where she can actually, you know, learn to become a chef. She learned, you know, prepare meals while she was in prison, but she didn't have the credentials, the proper credentials. So she's working towards that right now. And so we do have those conversations with the ladies. What do you want to do? Our program is a 9-month program. We are looking to extend it to 1 year. And the reason we're extending it or planning to extend it to 1 year is because we are moving to a new location that we're really excited about. We'll be part of a farm community. So we will be part of Open Avenue Urban Farm. So I'm announcing that right now today. In this environment, the ladies, we will have a huge vegetable garden in our backyard. So we'll be in a creative, we're calling it the Butterfly House. And we'll have fresh flowers, fresh vegetables. We'll be doing some farm to table. We'll have local chefs coming in, showing the ladies firsthand how they can prepare meals, and we'll be creating new products that we're really excited about. We have custom vases. We'll be able to pull flowers right from our garden and have special occasion flower vases for you guys. So we look forward to making more formal announcements about what we're doing in that space. But the ladies are super excited. They are amazing, amazing women. Unfortunately, just like some of the other businesses, due to COVID, we did have to close down in March, but we're looking to reopen in July. July 6th is actually our target date to reopen. So we're going to invite you all to our creative space and have you come out and see what we do. And we'll practice social distancing and all that other stuff, but we would love to have you guys come out and just see what we're doing, meet the ladies firsthand, look at some of our products, and just come out and be a part of our community. Next slide, Marcus. I think the next slides pretty much talk more about our products. And so these are some of our products that the ladies take pride in. Everything is one of a kind. The product on the left, that was hand stitched by one of our ladies. So like I said, they take a lot of pride in what we're doing and what they're doing, and just being able to come back to a community and make a difference. Next slide, Marcus. So, and like we said, transformation can take place in anyone's life. We've all been through various challenges. I personally have never been to prison, but I have been imprisoned through some of the various challenges that I've gone through in my life. And, you know, the ladies have truly been a blessing to me, because they say that I mentor them, but they mentor me. I mean, we have one of our ladies, and I'm sure she's okay with me mentioning her name, Miss Charlene, who served 41 years in prison. And I asked her, Miss Charlene, how did you survive 41 years in prison? And she said she never gave up.
Crazy.
And so,
and I'm 43 years old.
No,
Crazy.
it's amazing. And to this day, she's like a little 4'11" petite woman with a huge voice and huge personality. But I have learned so much from her and all of the women who have come through our program. And like I said, we're looking to expand to 1 year. The ladies have voiced, they don't want to leave when they come. They've made it a point of letting us know that we're not going. So we're looking at extending the program. And then some of the ladies who, Ms. Charlene and Ms. Tanya, who've been a part of our organization since 2018, they are actually going to stay on as instructors. So they'll be training the women, the new women who are coming on board, and providing them with guidance and just helping them along the way. So as we continue to grow, we're really excited about, having more women. All of our ladies are referred to us by the Michigan Department of Corrections. And they vet the ladies. They know that they have to have a passion for making a difference in their own lives. That's something that we can't do for them. We can help guide them, but they have to make that difference in their own lives. I think that's the last slide, Marcus. Yeah. So do you want to ask questions?
Okay. All right, great. So, yeah, we kind of wrapped up a little early, but yeah, we can start the Q&A now. Yeah, that's fine. So
here that our products, people may be wondering how much our products are. So we sell our products, the prices range from $45 for our crossbodies. We have a crossbody bag in addition to the handbags. So our crossbody bags they start at $45, $45 and $60. And our handbags, they're $120. We did make some custom bags that we did sell for $250, but those were special custom orders that we had received.
Amazing.
So
hey, Michelle, cool guys.
What's that?
I didn't want to interrupt because I was over here just blown away.
I know, yeah.
Michelle, you're amazing. You have so many people in these comments who think you're amazing as well, and they want to get involved. You guys have to start answering some of these because I feel like they're coming and coming. And what we're
let's go.
Q&A is get some of these answers addressed. Get some of these questions addressed. So I'm going to go to Q&A really quickly because we got some questions in there. It says, based on your experience, have you found any training materials for social entrepreneurship that you could recommend, or examples of programs that you could recommend for use by universities, incubators, or accelerators?
Yeah, I saw that question, Precious, and that's a great question. I would say stay tuned. Dr. Harris has something cooking. I would say stay tuned. I did previously conduct a community-based social entrepreneur training program for about 5 years with the previous nonprofit training partner. I am in the process of trying to find a new partner where we can present my social entrepreneur training program to folks here in the Detroit area, whether it be my own University of Michigan, or other nonprofit partners. I am in the process of trying to find other partners where we can bring my social entrepreneur training curriculum back in the community and connect those social entrepreneurs with funding. That was another aspect of the program that I had was at the end of the training, we connected these social entrepreneurs with funding opportunities from social investors. So stay tuned. So the short answer to that question is stay tuned. I'm working on it. I'm trying to find some new partners for my social entrepreneur training program in the city.
That's awesome. You already have people in the comments coming in saying they can work with you. They would like to work with you. So to follow that up, I would love to encourage you, Dr. Marcus, to go ahead and drop how they can stay contacted with you, either your LinkedIn or your social media, however you would like people to stay in contact with you. Please drop that in the comments below. because you got people who seems to be very interested in looking forward to staying tuned for that. We have Rebecca in the Q&A as well saying, is there a way to help and get involved with bags to butterflies, Michelle?
Yes, we would love to have you guys. Like I said, we are relocating to a farm, Oakland Avenue Urban Farm. And once we're located and situated, we would love to have volunteers come out. We're actually developing some type of, we're just trying to figure out what the volunteers are going to do when they come. I know there's opportunities on the farm itself, but we were not in a position before now to have volunteers come out. So because we were in a 400 square foot space, so now we're in a 1,200 square foot home, so we can have volunteers come out and support us. So reach out via bagstobutterflies.com. There's a contact us link. Send us your information. We'd love to reach out and have you come out and volunteer. We're actually putting together a job description for volunteers. And as soon as that's ready and we're actually officially open, we'd love to have you guys come out and support us.
That's so awesome. You guys get so much information going on in the comments. I feel like I'm trying to keep up with it. So it says, I would love to get involved. You got another one. What's your average monthly caseload by Grace? I believe that's your question, Michelle.
Well, we don't do a caseload per se. So right now in the space that we were in, we were only able to accommodate 4 women. And in the space that we are in now, we were looking to expand so we can accommodate 10 women. However, we're going to gradually increase our employees or our participants. Due to COVID, we just want to make sure that we're, in compliance with, everything that's going on. So we're going to start with the original ladies and then gradually bring more women on. So eventually we'd like to get to 10 women in our program.
The goal is 10. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. Women, see, that's a beautiful social cause. I feel like I'm at a loss for words there. I don't even want to try to put words to that because it's so amazing. We have Tracy here. What was your first step to get funding for your social entrepreneurship? What was the first step to get funding for your social entrepreneurship initiative?
Great question.
Yes.
You said, what was the first step?
Mm-hmm.
Funding wise.
Right.
Funding wise.
Money wise. So you know what? We found it challenging initially to get funding as a social enterprise. We reached out because a lot of people were not at the time familiar with social enterprise organizations, and they were more in tune to nonprofits. And so because we were not a nonprofit, people kind of steered away because social enterprise at that time was new. And so some of our funding actually came from pitch competitions. We really had to go out and pitch our ideas through Build Institute and Detroit Soup and some of the other competitions is how we actually started to get funding. And just recently, we're really excited. We had a private funder who, I'm going to cry. They learned about us and they were really excited about our passion and what we're doing. And so they funded our organization about a week or so ago. And these are private funders. So sometimes we're not a traditional employer. We're not a traditional organization. So we had to go through untraditional means to get funding. So we were funded just recently by private investors.
Congratulations! And that's always a great celebrated moment in any business, social enterprise or not.
I get because they reached out and they said, we believe in you. And, to have someone just like the ladies, we tell them all the time how proud we are of them and how much we believe in them and what they're doing. So it means a lot. It really means a lot.
That's awesome. That's absolutely amazing. I want to get to that L3C question.
Yeah.
Yeah, the LLC, aka L3C, is a very different kind of for-profit. How did Bags to Butterflies set up this specific structure and its reporting tax responsibilities?
All right, and what's that now?
So 1 second. So sorry, Carolyn.
Go.
We're gonna get to the LLLC. Okay, so it's called AKA L3C.
Yeah.
And they're asking, it's a very different kind of for-profit. How did Bags to Butterflies set up this specific structure and its reporting tax responsibilities?
So Marcus was my mentor. I can tell you that.
Oh, stop it. Oh.
We work closely with Marcus and several organizations, and we have a wonderful accountant. So, I mean, social entrepreneurship was very new for me as well. And I can tell you it took a lot of Marcus and his input and insight and really helping us to kind of develop the organization in itself, because social entrepreneurship at the time was very, very new. I have a wonderful accountant who's been doing some wonderful work with us. And but I have to give Marcus a lot of the credit, because he has been really instrumental in helping us.
Oh, look at that. I think you should.
Oh, you're going to start getting, I didn't want to start this early in the morning.
Oh, geez. So, yeah, no, we're going to.
Early in the morning.
So basically, so Marcus is the guy when it comes to the LLC question. So can we ask you maybe, Marcus, if you have any maybe suggestions or advice for someone interested in that particular structure?
Absolutely. So here's the thing, guys. So yeah, the L3C has been around in Michigan for about 11 years now. They passed the legislation in the state 2009. We are one of, I want to say, about 10, 11 states in the country that have L3C corporate legislation. So what is an L3C? I get this question all the time. So an L3C is nothing more than an LLC. Okay, if anyone's familiar with the LLC legal form of organization, that's really all it is. Okay, in the eyes of the state of Michigan, you're still a limited liability company. However, the state will allow you, if you are a social entrepreneur and you are starting your LLC with a social mission, right? You're telling the state of Michigan that, yes, we want to be a for-profit LLC, but we want to pursue a social cause. We want to pursue a social mission, or as they say in the language, in the legalese, we want to pursue an LLC for a charitable or educational purpose, right? You have to put that in your articles of organization when you're founding your LLC, right? So what's the advantage? Well, the advantage is, I would say, from a practical standpoint versus a nonprofit. So I get this question all the time. Why would I start a L3C versus a nonprofit? Well, here's an advantage. As a for-profit entity, you have more flexibility in how you manage and govern your company, okay? For all those folks who started nonprofits, they'll tell you, as a nonprofit 501c3, you got to have a board of directors to answer to. You got to answer to your funders. You got to answer to foundation people. Again, God bless foundation people. I have nothing against foundation people and program officers, but you're beholden to them. You're beholden to your donor. Your donor, right? You're beholden to your donor. As an L3C, you're an entrepreneur. You're not beholden to anyone except for your investors, right? So there's more flexibility in how you choose to advance your social mission, right? So I would say that's one of the advantages. Another advantage is we don't have time on this call to discuss this more, but you can send me an email. You can still get foundation funding as an L3C. Now, it won't be a grant, right? Because you're still not a tax-exempt organization as an L3C, as I say in the disadvantages. There's still no tax advantages because you're still a for-profit L3C. You're still a for-profit LLC, so there's no tax advantages. However, some foundations will grant you what's called, everybody Google this, program-related investment. Everybody Google that. We don't have time to talk about program-related investment right now, but you can get what's called a program-related investment, or PRI for short. That is the investment, that is the funding that is earmarked by foundations to go to for-profit social enterprises. Program-related investment, okay? Are they hard to get? Yeah, they are kind of hard to get because of IRS, tax code and tax implications or whatnot. But there are foundations. The Knight Foundation, I know they give PRI. Skillman Foundation, I know they give PRI, right? I believe the NEI, the New Economy Initiative. They are a collection of foundations. They provide PRI investment. Are they hard to get? Yeah, they are kind of, but holler at your boy, send me an email. Let's set up your business plan. We can approach some of these foundations to get some PRI investment.
That's awesome. And so I'm gonna have to send you an email. But also, I want to make sure we get over here really, really quick. It says,
we got more questions.
Relevant for anybody who may have an LLC. He says, I have an LLC with a social mission, but don't have an L3C designation. What would you tell to this person?
So you can refile your articles of organization. If you are an existing LLC and you want to pivot or transition your business model to serve a social purpose for a social mission, you can submit what's called restated articles of organization. I believe it's Form 710. I think it's Form 710 on the state of Michigan's website. If you go to michigan.gov/corporations, I believe it's Form 710. You can submit restated articles of organization. Send me an email. I'll help you with the restarted articles of organization. But yes, you can pivot from an LLC to an L3C. Yes, you can.
That's awesome. Hey, literally, it looks like you guys are really just quoting. They're getting questions and comments out of Q&A.
Yeah,
comments.
I know we're running out of time, but
and they're still going. So I'm trying to get all your questions answered, guys. But hey, he clearly you know how to contact him. Let's say I have an L3C with a business plan, so I'll be emailing you. They will be emailing you. Lots of thank yous coming in. Thank you, participants. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, Dr. Marcus, and to the beautiful
You're welcome.
L Smart. We do appreciate both of you guys being here with us, and we also appreciate the work that both of you are doing for the communities, for social entrepreneurship and moving that forward, but also Dr. Marcus helping social entrepreneurs as well as just entrepreneurs learn and navigate the things they need to know to build and scale their businesses. So thank you so much. And thank you to the participants. You guys were amazing, very engaging. Make sure you copy those comments, you guys, because I want you guys to make sure you have your notes. If you weren't able to write yours, I was down here writing plenty of notes. I don't know if you saw I was writing all of them.
Yes, send me an email.
I surely will.
Guys.
You said what now?
Isn't Michelle's cool?
Oh, thank you, Marc.
So very cool. You guys tell Michelle bye. Don't forget to tell Michelle bye and keep in touch with Michelle as well. Michelle, do they know how to keep in touch with you or how to volunteer with you? And honestly, yeah, you got all that space now. They might want to come and help you with the farm.
Thank you, guys.
No problem. Thank you, guys. You guys are amazing. And please check out the rest of the speakers and the rest of the summit that we have. It's only Thursday and it's Thursday morning, guys. So we still have plenty of content available. Stay tuned. Keep inspired, as always. I always tell people that. Keep inspired as an entrepreneur. That's my advice to you. And you will always stay motivated. So love you guys.
Thank you all.
Stay healthy. Stay safe.
Ms. Precious, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No problem. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys later.
Take care.